Welcome. I'd like to tell you about Indestructible ultrafiltration. Ceramic HEPA filters have a lot of promise in many industries. They can save your facility, your process equipment, your unit operations a lot of money over the life cycle of your equipment. Ceramic HEPA filters have novel inorganic materials contained in a metal housing. They're scalable. They can filter the ventilation system for your entire facility. For example, in a full-scale nuclear application at 1,000 CFM, and you can have banks of these. And they can be scaled all the way down to a miniature unit that you could place in an individual fume hood, glove box, or process equipment. This has a lot of advantages for industries that handle toxic materials, harmful materials, biological challenging materials. And you can put the filter right there at the process equipment. Commercial units can be engineered to weigh less. Ceramic HEPA filters are very unique in that they survive elevated temperatures, moisture, corrosion, and fires better than existing technologies. They can increase the safety of your operations by performing the safety function of filtration across a wider operational range. A very unique capability of ceramic HEPA filters is that they provide for in-situ cleaning and reuse, thereby reducing secondary waste. Now, this is a very key point in industries where waste disposal costs far exceed the cost of the actual equipment. For example, you can reuse your filters and reduce that secondary waste stream that is so expensive to your facility. In addition, ceramic HEPA filters can minimize your costs and risk of contamination when you change out the equipment, what we call a hot break. This minimizes your plant's downtime and increases your operational efficiency and how long you're actually operating that equipment that's making you money. If nanotechnology takes off, HEPA filtration is very important. This is illustrated by a recent NIOSH report highlighting the importance of filtration in nanotechnology. Well, do we even fully know the waste disposal costs yet for nanotechnology? Do we know for your nanotechnology operation how often you're going to have the unit down, how often you're going to replace your filters? With a ceramic HEPA filter, that issue can be dramatically minimized. Ceramic HEPA filters have many advantages. They can be substituted into existing filtration systems, or you can design a new facility optimized to take advantage of their capabilities. They enable a regulatory ecosystem that engenders greater safety, cost effectiveness, and efficiency. And as you can see, these advantages have tremendous potential over the full life cycle of your plant. They have many additional benefits in other industries outside of where we began looking in the nuclear field. Semiconductor fabrication, clean rooms, aerospace manufacturing, and other industries that might involve toxic or dangerous materials. Petroleum processing has a lot of unit operations where this could be very promising. Biotech, biopharmaceutical, normal pharmaceutical, clean coal and other coal power generation capabilities. Clean coal in particular has a lot of potential with ceramic HEPA filters because it can take conditions, plant operating conditions, environmental conditions that existing HEPA filters simply can't. As well as more traditional mining, metals processing, waste treatments, dyes, agriculture, a gamut of defense and nuclear industries. The status of the technology is that we've selected optimal ceramic substrates, coatings, and application technologies. We've tested a proof of concept filter. We developed manufacturing tooling that'll help you optimize the manufacturing economically and effectively of these filters. And we have many innovations that facilitate continuous system operation, not just for a whole facility, for example, during a fire, but at the process unit level, for example, in a chemical plant. We have intellectual property based on 30 years of HEPA filter research at Livermore. Livermore has completed testing of a proof of concept or prototype ceramic HEPA filter. Shown here, for example, is one that you could put at a piece of process equipment or fume hood or glove box. We've completed leak testing according to ASME 510, And we've completed independent certification testing. We've sent this to an outside independent certified lab. It's been verified HEPA filtration at a variety of flow rates. And that's just for the miniature unit. We have current government funding for independent qualification testing. Qualification testing involves the challenging environments such as fire, high temperatures, and loading for very dusty environments. And we have a high temperature test unit to study the HEPA filter behavior as affected by fire conditions. So we can optimize a HEPA filter for your particular industry, your particular parameters, and then test it to facilitate the optimal product. Now, let's talk about money. Traditional HEPA filters can cost $200 to $300. And this is just one unit size, but the costs are relative. Ceramic HEPA filter initially would cost about $2,000, but the costs would go down as you reach full production levels, and depending on your particular application and where you want to manufacture it and the upfront investment costs and development. But the real cost savings is not in the price of the filter, it's in the overall cost. How much does it cost your facility, your plant, to have a HEPA filter? For example, if you're in a nuclear industry where waste disposal costs are very high, you can pay up to $16,000 per filter. It's many times the cost of the filter itself to replace it and to dispose of it as radiological waste. So if you're in an industry where the waste disposal costs are really costing you a lot of money, this is a dramatic way to reduce your waste stream costs. So think about your application. How often do you have to change the HEPA filter? For light use environments, maybe 3 to 5 years. More if you're in a moist environment, less if you're in a less dusty environment. But if you're in a challenging environment, you're right there at the unit operational level. You have a corrosive environment, you're producing a lot of dust, you have to change it out a lot. With the ceramic HEPA filter, you wouldn't have to. So think about the cost savings. Every time you have to change that out, for example, $16,000 per time you're changing it out, that's costing you money every single time. That's $16,000 out of your wallet, $16,000 out of your company's bank account every time you replace that filter. And with ceramic HEPA filter, you wouldn't have to do it. You put it in, and those costs are done. In conclusion, ceramic HEPA filters offer unique capabilities and benefits. They're safer, and they have a large life cycle cost savings potential. They make possible additional process innovations. We've completed a successful proof of concept verified by independent testing. We have a portfolio of inventions. Ceramic HEPA filters are applicable to a wide range of industries, and we invite you to contact us to learn more and how we can work together to meet your particular needs. For more information, please contact IPO.